You can start.
Yes, Guruji, you can start.
Puranam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Sankaram Lokashankaram Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Atmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Arunam Karunatarangitakshin Dhritapasham Kushapushpavanachapam Animadiviravritam Mayukhaihi Ahamityeva Vibhavaye Bhavani. With the abundant blessings of our Acharya Swamiji, in the last 2 weeks, we have been celebrating Sri Ramanavami. We have been celebrating the Tamil New Year, the Yugadi festival.
Namaskar. Sukta prajnatmika turya sarvavastha vivarjita srishtikartri brahmarupa goptri govinda rupini samharini rudrarupa tirodhanakarishwari sadashiva anugrahada panchakritya parayana.
This first line, Sutta Prajnatmika Turja Sarvavastha Vivarjita, is a part of the previous group of ideas. Vishwarupa Jagarini Pavanti Taida Sahasranaga, it goes with that. How the 3 states of Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti, the man goes through these 3 states every day only by the grace of Devi. Without Devi, it is not possible for a person to live even for a minute because she is the Praneshwari. So she is the one who controls all the 3 states. And she is the one who is going to bless us with the 4th state, Surya. And she herself is not affected by any of these 4 states. She is beyond. She is something which cannot be described in words. Sarvavastha Vivarjita. Now, coming down to our level, Jiva level, the next 3 lines talk about the creation, the sustenance, the destruction, the tirodhana, the concealment, and anugraha, the blessing, what are known as Panchakrityas, 5 great activities of Parameshwara. Srishtikartri Brahmarupa Goptri Govinda Rupini. So we start with creation. Srishtikartri. This creation, Srishti, is not something which you produce from nothing. No. Actually, the ingredients of the Srishti are all there in subtle form inside the Kukshi, inside the belly of Devi during the Mahapralaya. Because this is a series: creation, sustenance, destruction, then there is a Pralaya, then after a long gap, the cycle continues with starting of fresh creation. That fresh creation is not something really fresh. It is all the jivas, all the Chetana, Achetana objects, moving, non-moving objects, are all in their subtle form with Devi. Now she is projecting. Actually, creation is not new creation, it is projection. Now, this projection happens because of Devi's grace. Because if you don't create, how will the jivas get a chance to attain moksha? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, the 4th Purushartha, the final be all and end all of the Jiva hood. How will the Jiva attain to that? For that, Jiva has to be given an opportunity. That opportunity is given by Srishti, by projection. Now that projection is done out of compassion by Devi. Who is doing that? Brahma. Brahma Rupa, in the form of Brahma. She is the one who is acting in the form of Brahma, and she is the one who does this creation. Brahma Vishnu Shiva Brahmane Pradhana Brahma Shaktaya. This is what even Vishnu Purana says. So, this is the Shakti which takes these forms. There also it is mentioned. Goptri Govinda Ropini. Goptri means one who protects, one who sustains the universe. Actually, we all understand very easily that our sustenance comes from the Panchabhutas, the 5 elements, the great elements. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, water, and Prithvi, earth. Now, these 5 elements are the sustaining elements which help in sustaining the universe. All the created beings, moving and non-moving, are all deriving their sustenance from these 5 elements. They are the basic models, basic elements of creation. From that only everything starts. All the creation is made of these 5 elements. And these 5 elements not only constitute the universe, they also sustain the universe. Now you create a pen. Pen does not sustain itself. You have to fill it with ink. Now here there is no such thing. All the universe is created and there is a self-sustaining mechanism. So that self-sustaining mechanism is also part of the universe. That is because of the compassion of Devi. Now somebody has to be in charge of this. That is Govinda. So Govinda Rupini. Goptri Govinda Rupini. Goptri is one who protects. Govinda Rupini takes the form of Govinda. Now Govinda has got a lot of meanings. The word Govinda has got a lot of meanings. One meaning which is commonly known is Pashupalaka, one who looks after cows, animals, because that is what Srimad Bhagavatam tells us, that Krishna got the name of Govinda from Devendra during a particular episode when he found that all the cows, all the animals were protected by Krishna, even when they were stolen by Brahma and kept away for 1 whole year. Even then, they were all duplicated and protected. Now, on another occasion, he sent down heavy rains, and then Krishna protected all the jivas from that heavy, source of heavy rain for 7 whole days. At that time, Indra finally took refuge in Krishna, and then what is known as Govinda Pattabhishekam, that is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the time when he gave the name of Govinda to Krishna. Govinda meaning protector of cows, by extension, protector of all animals, by extension, protector of all creation. Go actually refers to earth. There are several meanings for the word go. The term go refers not just to cows and animals, it also refers to all jivas, it also refers to the earth, because he is the protector of the entire creation, Govinda. Mahavishnu is the protector of the entire creation. Now, go also means speech. So, Govinda means one who is an expert in speech, who is the protector of good speech, and who favors us, who blesses us with good speech. Now, there are other meanings also for Govinda. So, Devi takes the form of Govinda and protects this universe during all its life. See, the universe sustains for 1,000 Chaturyugas during the Brahma's daytime, and during Brahma's night time, he dissolves the 3 lokas, Swargaloka, Antariksha, and Bhuloka, and he goes to sleep. Afterward, after one whole life, 100 days, 100 years of Brahma is over, then Brahma also goes into Laya with Devi. Brahma, Vishnu, they go into Laya with Devi. They are absorbed by Devi. So, at that time, when that Mahapralaya comes, there is complete cessation of life. There is complete cessation of everything. Only water is there. This is what Puranas tell us, Vedas tell us. Now, till that time, between one creation and the end of the creation during Mahapralaya, who is going to sustain? Mahavishnu is the sustainer. He is the one who takes several avatars to protect the universe from evil forces, and then he supplies all the necessary facilities for sustaining the universe. So, Goptri Govinda Rupini. So, Devi takes the form of Brahma, Devi takes the form of Govinda, Devi does the projection, Devi does the sustenance. Then the time comes for destruction. Samharini Rudra Rupa. When the Mahapralaya comes, the entire universe is destructed, annihilated. Now, who is doing that? Rudra is doing that. That Rudra is also another aspect of Devi. All are aspects of Devi, Brahma, Vishnu, and Rudra. So, Samhara does not mean you completely remove its presence. You completely remove its presence. It only means you make it subtle. You remove the forms, you remove the visible forms, you remove the forms as they are understood, but they are all there in subtle form. Because afterward they have to be projected again during the next cycle of creation. So samhara does not mean elimination in toto. It means destroying the forms and retaining the subtle essence. So that is what is done by Rudra. Samharini Rudra Rupa. In the form of Rudra, she is doing this samhara, destruction, annihilation. Then Rudra has got several meanings in Shastra. Shiva Rahasya says, Rijam Dravayate Tasmat Rudra Pashupati Sprata. Why he is called Rudra? Rijam Dravayate. Rija means sin, dosha. Now all that is driven away, Dravayate. That is why he is known as Rudra. Another meaning. Rutu Dukkham Dukkha Heturva Tadravayate Prabhu. Rud Dukkham Dukkha Heturva. Rudu also means Dukkha. Dukkham Dravayate. That means he drives away all the source of misery. Rudra Yutyachate Tasmatu Shiva Paramakaranam. So, Rudra is the one who drives away all our misery. When we pray to Shiva during our life on earth, he protects us from all evil forces. And finally, even during the Samhara time, he is compassionate not to eliminate our existence, but to keep us in subtle form so that we are given another chance for coming out as a jiva and finding our way to moksha. So that is the compassion. That compassion is given by Devi to Rudra. Samharini Rudra Rupa. Then comes the fourth great action. Tirodhana Kari Ishwari. Tirodhana Kari Ishwari. Now Devi takes the form of Ishwara. Devi takes the form of Brahma, Govinda, Rudra, we have seen. Now she takes the form of Ishwara and does what is known as Tirodhana. Tirodhana means veiling, concealment. Something which we cannot see. A screen is put before our eyes. That is veiling. That is Tirodhana. What is the screen we are talking about here? After Samhara. After Samhara stage is over, we said we are retained in subtle form in the belly of Devi till the next creation cycle starts. Now, during that process, we are retained in the form of subtle element, subtle essence. Now that subtle essence is given a proper form for our evolution later on during the next creation cycle. Now what is Tirodhana, veiling? Veiling is because during the period after Samhara till the next creation cycle starts, what is the stage in which the Jiva is? Jiva is silent, doing nothing, no action, no nothing, no consciousness. The consciousness is innate, dormant. So it is as good as not being there. So that is the state of as good as non-being, but being but non-being. Now, so that state is something in which you cannot find your way towards Devi, towards Ishvara. There is no way you can make any effort for attaining moksha, the fourth Purushartha. There was a chance when you had the form of a jiva, there was a chance for you to attain moksha. But now that chance is gone. Samhara has happened. You have now taken a very subtle form which has no action, no consciousness, and hence you are completely veiled from the sight, from the darshan of Devi. That is Tirodhana, that is the veiling stage. Now that is also a part of blessing, because as I said, we have not been completely eliminated. We are given, the givers are given a chance for us to take a form later on when the next cycle of creation starts. So it's only an intermediate time gap where we are in the Tirodhana stage. Tirodhana is veiling, where we have no jnana, we have no means of attaining Ishwari. So that is done by Ishvara. That this action of Tirodhana is done by Ishvara. That is after the Rudra, Ishvara, and the next stage of Sadashiva are forms of Parameshwara only, or forms of Shiva only. There are three actions. So he is known by three different names when he performs those actions. An Amsha of Shiva is Rudra, another Amsha is Ishvara, another, the topmost, the greatest Amsha is Sadashiva. Sadashiva Anugrahada. Devi takes the form of Sadashiva and gives blessing. What is the blessing? Blessing is actually moksha. There cannot be any other definition for blessing other than moksha. Moksha is the best form of redeeming ourselves. The highest redeeming action takes place only when moksha is given to us. So moksha is the highest purushartha, and that is the anugraha which Sadashiva gives. Because jnana michet maheshwarat, jnana devahi kaivalyam. So only by jnana you can get moksha. And jnana is given by Parameshwara, Sadashiva. Now, anugraha has also been interpreted by Shastras. What I said earlier, the anugraha referring to moksha is the prime meaning, is the basic meaning. Another secondary meaning has been given by Shastras to say that even when you are in the dormant state, waiting for the next creation cycle, that is also anugraha. Tirodhana itself is anugraha, because there is another chance going to be given to you. So, though it is not an anugraha as potent as moksha, it is also another lesser form of anugraha. So, Panchakritya Parayana. So, one who is engaged in these five krityas, Parayana means one who is engaged in. Devi is engaged in these five krityas, five great actions, only for showing her compassion to the jivas. Otherwise, what is the necessity of doing all this? She can be on her own. She creates the universe. Veda tells this repeatedly. Upanishad tells this repeatedly, that Parabrahman takes a desire to create the universe. What is the desire to create the universe? It is only for giving a chance to the created beings, or proceeding, making progress on their path towards moksha, because moksha is not attainable in one janma. That Shastra also tells us. So, several chances are being given to us, and even during one cycle of creation, several chances, several births are taken by the jiva. But still, the jiva has not ripened for moksha, so he is given another chance after the Mahapralaya in the next cycle. So this cycle goes on and on continuously. There's no beginning, there's no end. That is why it is called samsara. The cycle is called samsara, and that samsara cycle is actually consisting of 5 great actions, panchakritya, and that is what Devi is engaged in for the purpose of blessing the jivas with opportunity to gain moksha. So, Srishti, next, Gopanam, that is sustenance, Samhara, that is destruction, Tirodhana, that is veiling, hiding, veiling, concealing. Next is Anugraha, blessing. All these 5 actions are known as Panchakritya, and Devi is the one who does this, taking several forms, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Ishvara, and Sadashiva. Supta prajñātmika turya sarvavastha vivarjita srishtikatri brahmarupa goptri govindarupini samharini rudrarupa tirodhanagareeshwari sadashiva anugrahada panchakritya parayana.
भानुमण्डलमध्यस्था भैरवी भगमालिनी पद्मासना भगवती पद्मनाभ सहोदरी उन्मेष निमिषोत्पन्न विपन्न भुवनावली सहस्रशीर्षवदना सहस्राक्षी सहस्रपात्.
Bhanumandala Madhyastha. Now, during the Jiva's stay in the universe, whether it is in the form of a deva or whether it is in the form of a human being or whether it is any other form, there is a process of evolution. Now, this process of evolution is sustained by Devi in various forms by giving various opportunities. Now, when you are a human being, there is a great opportunity, the greatest opportunity for evolution, for traveling towards moksha, for making progress towards moksha, is when you are a human being. So, when you are a human being, you have a chance to perceive Devi's presence in the entire universe. And if you don't have the maturity to be able to perceive Devi in every created object, there are certain specific objects recommended by Vedas where you can perceive Devi quickly, easily, and that is, one of them is Surya. Bhanu is Surya. So Bhanu Mandala Madhyastha, she is present in the orb of sun, Bhanu Mandala. Now, that is why those who are blessed with a chance of Upanayanam are taught the Gayatri Mantra and they are told to pray towards Gayatri Devi, where? In the center of the sun, isn't it? In the morning, before sunrise, at noon, when the sun is right on top, and in the evening, before the sunset. Now, the Devata is Savita, sun, and in the middle of the sun's mandala, Bhanu Mandala, you are actually invoking Gayatri Devi and worshipping her for giving you knowledge, prerana, for giving you inspiration, for meditating on Devi's form. Now, that prayer is taught to us for focusing our attention in the Devi's presence in Bhanu Mandala. Now, in fact, Bhanu Mandala is credited with Surya Narayana Swami as well as Parameshwara. The first Anuvaka of Sri Rudram says that Parameshwara is present in Bhanu Mandala. The entire first Anuvakam refers to this. in Sri Rudram. And similarly, even during Sandhyavandana mantras, there is a reference to Mahavishnu being present in Bhanu Mandala. Now, the Devi whose form we are actually worshipping is Gayatri Devi. So, all Shaktis, whether it is Narayana Shakti, whether it is Shiva Shakti, or whether it is Parashakti, all of them are present in Bhanu. So that is the greatness of Surya, and that is a great opportunity which is given to us. That is why this is emphasized here as Bhanu Mandala Madhyastha, present in the center of the Surya Mandala. Now, there is a reference to the Stotra of Devi performed by Himavan in Kurma Purana. He is quoting that Ashesha Vedatmakame Kavedyam Sutejata Puritaloka Vedam Triloka Ketum Parameshtitangyam Namami Rupam Ravimandalatham. That is how Himavan praises Devi. There also he says Namami Rupam Ravimandalatham Triloka Hetum Parameshtitangyam. Triloka Hetum, because without Surya there is no life on earth. So that is why he says Triloka Hetum Parameshtitangyam. Ashesha Vedatmakam Eka Vedyam Sutejata Purita Lokaghetam. Then Bhairavi. Bhairavi is the consort of Bhairava, who is Shiva. We have seen before the details of the term Bhairava, Bharava, etc. We have seen before how it refers to creation, sustenance, destruction, etc. Now, consort of Bhairava. Another meaning given by Shastra is Bhairava. Bhairavi is a term which is associated with being Bhiru. Bhiru means being afraid, being overcome with fear. Because being afraid, being overcome with fear is a natural trait of women. That is why he says all the women together represent Devi. All the women together represent Devi. That is why she is known as Bhairavi. Also, Shiva is associated with daytime and Devi is associated with nighttime during Navratri. Artha Shambhu Shiva Vani Diva Shambhu Shiva Nisha Srilinga Shabda Vachyayaha Sarva Gaurya Vibhutayaha. This is what Linga Purana says. Srilinga Shabda Vachyayaha Sarva Gaurya Vibhutayaha. Whatever is in the form of Srilinga, in the form of woman, whatever, not necessarily human being, even others, they are all forms of Devi only. Not that Purushas are not the form of Devi, the emphasis. See, for the mind to focus, you need some emphasis here and there. So one of the emphasis is given like this. Bhagamalini, one who is wearing a garland. Malini means wearing a garland of Bhaga. Bhaga we have seen before. Bhagavati also we have seen before. 6 glory aspects constitute Bhaga. 6 aspects of glory constitute Bhaga. Aishwaryasya samagrasya dharmasya yasata shriyaha jnana vairagyayoschaiva shannam bhaga itirana. This is what definition of Bhaga. That is samagrasya aishwaryasya, the entire wealth, whatever is Aishwarya, then dharma, then yashas, that is fame, Shri, that means anything where you find special glory, that is Shri, Vaibhava. Jnana vijnana yoshka, jnana vairagya yoshka, where there's another version vijnana, but this is the more common version, jnana vairagya. Jnana vairagya yoshka, because if you have all the other 4, to get vairagya is difficult. So there, jnana as well as vairagya are all fully represented in the glory of Devi. So she is wearing all this glory as if it's a garland, Bhagamalini. fact, we have got what is known as Vibhuti Yoga in Bhagavad Gita, where all special glory, appearances of glory, the perceptions of glory of Bhagavan, where you can perceive those glories, are all listed there in Vibhuti Yoga. Similarly, all those are actually expressions of Devi's Bhaga. Devi's Bhaga is expressed, if you read the Vibhuti Yoga, all that. Srotasam Jannavi, among the rivers I am Ganga, like that. Vedanam Samavedos, me out of Vedas I am Samaveda, and so on. Now, all these specific expressions of glory are all forms of Bhaga only of Devi. Padmasana, one who is having her feet in lotus, that is Lakshmi. So Padmasana means Lakshmi. Now, she is the one who is in the form of Lakshmi, Padmasana. Another meaning given is Padma, this is a very interesting meaning. Padmasana being one who is seated in lotus, that is Lakshmi, so she is the one who is actually Lakshmi, Saraswati, etc. It's a commonly understood meaning. Now, another meaning nicely given by Shastra is Padma Sana. Sana means to give, to distribute. So Devi is the one who distributes Lakshmi to us. We say, isn't it? I have got Lakshmi Kataksha, so and so has got Lakshmi Kataksha, he is very wealthy, etc. etc. So that blessing is given by Devi, and that is why she is known as Padma Sana. Then we have Bhagavati. We just now saw Bhagavati, Bhagamalini, Bhagavati, both are similar. Now Bhaga, we saw 6 aspects of glory. Now there is one more definition of Bhaga which is given in other Puranas. Several Puranas give several definitions of Bhaga. One definition was what was given in Vishnu Purana, which we saw now. Devi Bhagavatam and another Purana talks about Utpattim Pralayam Kaiva Bhutanam Agatim Gatim Avidya Vidyayo Tattvam Vetti Bhagavatyasau. There are also 6 aspects are known as Bhaga. What is that? Utpattim Pralayam Kaiva Bhutanam Agatim Gatim. That is one who knows means one who controls the creation of jivas, the destruction of jivas, Utpattim Pralayam Kaiva, and they are coming and going. Bhutanam Agatim Gatim. Jivas coming into the world and leaving the world. They are all controlled by Devi. She only knows this. Does anyone know who is going to come, who is going to go, when he is going to come, when he is going to go? We don't know. Avidya Vidyayo Tattvam Vetti iti Bhagavatyasau. Similarly, she is also in the form of Avidya. She is also in the form of Vidya. Avidya and Vidya referring in the Vedantic sense. That is, perceiving Devi everywhere is Vidya. Not perceiving Devi everywhere, blinded by ignorance of mundane objects, is Avidya. That is Vedantic definition. So both states of Vidya and Vidya take their sustenance from Devi only. So Avidya Vidyayotattvam. So Bhagavati. Then Padmanabha Sahodari. That is sister of Padmanabha. That is Mahavishnu. Padmanabha is Mahavishnu, who is having a lotus in his navel, Padmanabha, and from that lotus is Brahma born. Now, Padmanabha Sahodari is something which is mentioned in Veda, in several Shastras, several Puranas. That means what we call as Prakriti, what we call as the creation. Prakriti is creation, nature. Now, what we call as Prakriti, what we call as nature, what we call as creation is actually Devi's expression, manifestation. We have seen it before. Without Devi, there is no creation. Seva does not create. Seva is given the impetus to create, then the creation process starts through Brahma. Similarly, sustenance process starts through Vishnu. All the impetus comes from Devi. Now, this Prakriti, this creation is closely identified with Devi. Similarly, it is also closely identified with Vishnu. That is, Vishnu and Devi are same. One is a male form, another is female form. This is the conclusion of various shastras. And Appaya Dikshitar has written a book called Ratnatraya Pariksha. Ratnatraya Pariksha. There he establishes this Siddhanta, this principle, he establishes by quoting from Vedas and Shastras. And finally he says there are Ratnatraya, there are only three Ratnas. What is Shiva, Devi, and Vishnu. And Devi and Vishnu are the expressions of manifestations of Prakriti, and Shiva is the basic Tat. Like that, he is explaining and he is establishing. And he calls it as Dharma and Dharmi. Dharma is Vishnu and Devi, and Dharmi is Shiva. Like that, he is concluding. Nityam nirdoshadantam niratishaya sukham brahma chaitanyamekam dharmo dharmidi vedat dvayamiti bruta prisagdhuya maya vachane. There is only one Parabrahma. It is known in the name of Dharma and Dharmi. It's only knowing. There are no two presences. Like we saw, Parashakti splits herself into Shiva and Shakti, so he is coming to the same in a different format. Dharma tatraanubhuti sakala vishayini sarva karyanukula shakti chatirupa bhavati gunagana chashraya ekayeva. All this anubhuti sakala vishayini, all this mundane objects which are being experienced is Devi, he said. Kartratvam tatra dharme kalayati jagatam pancha srishtyaadikritye. Dharme is the one who gets all this done through dharma. Dharma pumrupamadhya sakala jagata vahadana bhamam vibharti Sri Rupam Prapya Divya Bhavadija Manishi Swasayat Adhikartuhu Proptau Dharma Prapeda Vapirigama Vidam Dharmivat Brahma Koti. He says, when Dharma takes the form of male, Pumrupam, it is Vishnu. When it takes the form of female, it is Devi. Now they are all together, Seva, Vishnu, and Devi. But there is only one Parabrahma, like that he is concluding. So, in other words, he says, in another context, he is quoting from Brahma Puranam, Purushottama Kshetra Maha. There he is very nicely saying, Yamena Kutshi Sambhuta Subhadra Purva Janmani Krishnena Sahadevakyaha Tasmin Janmani Kukshika. But he says, Yamena Kutshi Sambhuta, the one who was born from Himavan's wife Mena, that is Parvati, earlier. Earlier, the one who was born as Parvati, Subhadra Purva Janmani Krishnena Sahadevakyaha Tasmin Janmani Kukshika. In this present form, she is known as Subhadra, sister of Krishna. Krishnena saha devakyaha tasmin janmani kukshita. This is how Purushottama Kshetra Mahatmya talks about. So, we have seen three kutas in Panchadashakshari mantra. The first kuta, the first 5 letters are known as Vagbhava kuta. Now, Padmasana Bhagavati Padmanabha Sahodari. Now, this 4 names, 1, 2, 3, 3 names refer to the 5 letters of that Vagbhava kuta. Now, this is what the commentator explains. Now, this, how it represents, how there is a connection between those 5 letters and these names, you have to learn it from a guru, he says, because it is a secret mantra. So there is a mantra background for all these names. Now here he is referring to Vagbhavakuta associated with these 3 names. Unmesha Nimishotpanna Vipanna Bhuvanavali. Bhuvana Avali means the rows of worlds. Bhuvana is the world. One world is one Bhuvana. Now our earth is one world. Svargaloka is another Bhuvana. Brahmaloka is another Bhuvana. Now, this is Bhuvana Avali, the rows of Bhuvanas. All this, Utpanna, Vipanna, that is their projection, their destruction. Vipanna is destruction, Utpanna is projection, creating. This happens by Devi Unmesha Nimisha. When she opens her eyes, Utpattis happen, creation happens. When she closes her eyes, Nimesha, then the destruction happens. This is what it says. But actually, the explanation is beautiful here. Actually, Devas are never supposed to close their eyes. In fact, the very definition of Deva is, Devas do not have the function of closing their eyes. That is the function only of human beings. Devas, all the time their eyes remain open. When that is the case of even ordinary Devas, where is the question of Devi closing her eyes for destructing the universe and opening the eyes for creating the universe? So the explanation which is given by Shastra is, this should not be interpreted as physical opening and closing of eyes. It should be interpreted as Ichha, as the desire to create, as the desire to destroy. The desire to create is indicated poetically as opening the eyes. The desire to destroy is indicated poetically by closing the eyes. This is given by Shastra. Bhaskara explains this nicely in his commentary. In fact, Saundarya also there is a reference to this. He is quoting that. Nimeshon Meshadhyam Pralayamudayam Yati Jagati Sabetyasu Santo Dharanidhara Rajanyatanaye. This is what people say. That's what he says. Sabetyahu Santaha. This is what Santas say. Great people say that by closing and opening, creating destruction. Sudhanmeshadhyatam Jagadidamashesham Pralayataha Paritratam Shanke Parihrita Tavadrishaha. So you keep your eyes always open so that no destruction happens, so that the sustenance happens. This is what he concludes now. So this actually is an indication of indirect indication, saying that there is no closing of eyes. Here he is saying by not closing the eyes, you are saying that the destruction is avoided and the creation is sustained. He says that. But actually, indirectly, it refers to the non-closure of eyes at any point of time. Sahasra Shirsha Vadana. Sahasra does not mean 1,000 in these contexts. In the case of Sahasranama, it of course means 1,000 names. Sahasra means 1,000, no doubt about it. But depending on the context, you have to derive the meaning. When the large number is to be referred to, it is known as Sahasra. Sahasra does not mean a count of 1,000, it means many. So Sahasra Shirsha Vadana means, Shirsha is the head, Vadana means face. Thousands of heads and faces are taken by Devi. Devi takes the form of thousands of heads and faces, means what? Thousands of jivas, lakhs, crores of jivas. We know it cannot be in thousands, it's in crores. Even Brahmandas are in crores. Anantakoti Brahmanda, we say. Anantakoti Brahmanda Nayake Jagadambike. That's what we say. So when that is the case, in each Brahmanda there are crores and crores of jivas. So Sahasra does not mean 1,000. Because every jiva has got a head, has got a face, etc., etc. Similarly, they have got eyes, Sahasrakshi, thousands of eyes, Sahasrapat, thousands of legs. Now, this is only a way of saying that there are crores of jivas which are controlled by one and the same Devi. She takes those forms because if you say that they are created out of nothing, that is not a fact. They are created out of the essence of the jivas, which are the essences which are preserved during the Pralaya stage we have seen before. Now that is the aspect of bringing back the same jivas. But all these jivas are no different from Devi. That's how Vedanta says, isn't it? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Jivaha Brahma Eva. That's the Jiva, not a human being only. Everything is a Jiva and everything is nothing but Parabrahma. Even that is the case. So all these Jivas are also a manifestation of same Devi. So that is why he is saying Sahasrashirtavadana, Sahasrakshi, Sahasrapa. Though you find physically, you find crores of eyes, crores of faces, crores of legs, crores of heads, crores of jivas, but they are all same Devi showing herself in these forms. Once you realize that, that is jnana, that is the one which leads you to moksha. So for us to be able to perceive that, these names are helpful. Sahasrashirtavadana, Sahasrakshi, Sahasrapate. Now he says from the line Unmesha Nimishotpanna Vipanna Bhavanavali up to Sahasrashirtavadana, Sahasrakshi, Sahasrapad, they represent the second and third kutas of the Panchadashakshari mantra. We saw the first one, Vagbhava kuta, then the second and third kutas of the Panchadashakshari mantra are represented by those. What is the connection between those letters and these names? One has to learn from a guru, he said. Now, for us to be able to find our way towards moksha, Surya is helpful. And to remember Devi as full of glory, various glories, various bhagas, and remembering her as another form of Vishnu, and who is protecting us. Vishnu is the one who is sustaining us. All our sustenance is drawn from Vishnu and Lakshmi. And the Devi never closes her eyes. So if she closes her eyes, there will be destruction. So during at least the time of sustenance of the universe, there is no closing of eyes. And she is the one who has taken various forms of life. Bhanumandala Madhyastha Bhairavi Bhagamalini Padmasana Bhagavati Padmanabha Sahodari Unmesha Nimishotpanna Vipanna Bhuvanavalihi Sahasrashirtha Vadana Sahasrakshi Sahasrapat.
आब्रह्मकी च जननी वर्णाश्रमविधायिनी निजान्यरूपनिगमा पुण्या पुण्यफलप्रदा श्रुतिसीमन्तसिन्धूरी कृतपादाब्जधूलिका सकलागमसन्दोग शुक्तिसम्पुटमौक्तिका.
Abrahma Kita Janani. Now the question comes, we are talking about Jiva being created. And Devi takes the form of those Jivas. This is what we have seen. Now, does it apply to all Jivas? There could be a doubt because there are several levels of knowledge of Jivas. That is why he is putting this Brahma Kita. Starting from Brahma up to the lowest form of life, that is Kita, that is the worm. Starting from the highest, that is Brahma, going up to the lowest, that is Kita, that is the worm. She is the one who has created Janani. Janani is the mother. She is the mother of Brahma as well as the lowest, the despicable form of worm. There is nothing despicable in creation, but we think like that. So this is for us to be able to perceive Devi in all forms which we see around us. In all forms which we see around us, not just Bhanumandala Madhyastha, but also in every form which we see around us. So to be able to go to that level of knowledge, this name helps. Samadarshan. The hallmark of a jnani is Samadarshanam, repeatedly mentioned in Shastras and Bhagavad Gita. We have seen it before also. So that Samadarshanam is the guidance toward the Samadarshanam is given by this name. Varnashrama Vidhayini. Now, there is a story of an incident which is associated with Mahaprabhu. It appears that I think it was Rabindranath Tagore, according to the account which we read, who went and met Mahaprabhu, had his darshan, and he asked a question. He said, all whatever we see around us is Devi. There is no doubt about it. Yes. Abbrahmaketa Janani means that everything is around is Devi. Then where is the question of recognizing differences? A higher form of life, a lower form of life, a certain name, certain restrictions, acharas, etc. for a certain group of persons, for certain other group of persons, there is some, how is it? That is not sustained by this description of Brahmaketa Janani. Then Mahaprabhu immediately said, what is the next name of Devi? That is Varnashrama Vidhayani. She is the one who has laid down the Varnas and Ashramas. So the differences among Varnas, the differences among Ashramas are created by Devi herself for the Jiva to progress. The aim is to progress. The aim is not create sense of difference. The aim is not to create sense of difference. The aim is to progress. Now, for progressing, see, every human being is born with a certain latent tendency. That tendency is the result of all the crores of janmas which are behind him. So you cannot wish it away. How can you wish away the crores of janmas which you have taken before this janma? How can you wish away all the tendencies that have accumulated? So all those tendencies lead to a certain nature. Gunakarma vibhagayoho. So according to the nature, there is a karma associated with that guna. That guna leads to a certain karma. This is what the Shastra says, Bhagavad Gita says, all the Shastras say that. That is what is mentioned here. The four varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, and the four ashramas, Brahmacharya, Garhasya, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa, are laid down in Vedas and Shastras only for helping the Jiva in his advancement towards moksha. The one and only aim is that. There is no other aim. There is no aim to create distinction of high and low. In fact, there is no high and low mentioned. The high and low is mentioned in Shastras in a different context, in the context of emphasizing the rules which you have to follow in your day-to-day life. In that context, it's not really the high and low concept. It's not really the high and low concept. It is only to create a sense of exclusiveness so that you exclude yourself from certain situations, from certain actions. For that, that exclusion is interpreted as high and low, which is not really the aim of Varna. If you go into the depth of Varnashrama system, there is no high and low. Similarly, there is no high and low between the four ashramas. In fact, the Shastra repeatedly says Grihastha is the best because it is the Grihastha who sustains the other three ashramas. Without Grihastha, the other three ashramas do not have any existence. They derive their food from Grihastha. So he is the greatest, he says. But we all know Sannyasi is the greatest. So is there a contradiction? There is no contradiction. This is only to emphasize a certain aspect of the glory of each of these. So similarly, there are descriptions given to establish the glory in a certain context of a particular varna or ashrama. But the essence has to be understood. That is what he says, varna ashrama vidha. It is what was mentioned by Mahaprabhu in reply to Rabindranath Tagore, I think. So varna ashrama vidhayini, one who has laid down. This is for protection of dharma. It says very clearly. This is also from Kurma Purana, from Devi's Upadesha to Himavan. He says, Devi says, Shrutiskyatitam samyate karma varnashramatmakam adhyatma jnana sahitam muktaye satatam guru. Karma varnashramatmakam. What is mentioned for each varna and ashrama, that karma you do. Satatam guru. She is giving the instruction to Himavan. To Himavan means all of us. Satatam guru. For what purpose? Adhyatma jnana sahitam muktaye. The aim is to attain mukti, and for gaining mukti you need adhyatma jnana. For getting adhyatma jnana, you have to go through this process laid down in karma varnashrama dharma sanjayate bhakti bhaktya sanjayate param stuti smritibhyam udito dharmo yajnadiko mataha. Shrutis and Smritis, Vedas and Shastras lay down what is dharma, yajna, etc. And from performing those dharmas, karma, you get bhakti. And from bhakti, you are able to proceed towards moksha. That's what he says here. Devi says, Nanyado jnayate dharmaha veda dharmo nirbabhau tasman moksha dharmartham. Madrupam Vedamashayate Nanyado Jnayate Dharma. How to find out what is Dharma? Only from Vedas. And Veda is my form. Nanyado Jnayate Dharma Veda Dharmo Nirbabhau. Only from Veda you will get Dharma. Tasmat Mumukshur Dharmartham Madrupam Vedamashayate. Madrupam Vedam Ashrayate. Veda is my form. So please take shelter in Veda, which is my form. Mumukshuhu, one who is interested in moksha, one who desires moksha. So, this is what Devi has given clear instruction. Madajnayaiva bhaktyartham vedanam bhagavanajaha brahmanadin sasadjate svesve karmanyodayate. Madajnayaiva bhaktyartham. For ensuring that my instruction is properly carried out, Brahma created Brahmanas and other Varnas and associated them with specific karma so that Vedas will be protected. That is what Devi herself says. Brahmanadin sadajjate sve sve karmanya yojayat. Brahma engaged all these people in their specific karmas. Nijajna Rupa Nigama. Now, Nigama is generally interpreted as Vedas and also interpreted as Agamas. There are 28 Agamas which are given by Shiva in the form of Upadesha to Parvati. Mainly they refer to the temples, the Purohits, duties, etc., etc. But also there are a lot of sections dealing with Jnana Marga, Moksha, etc. Now, which are a sort of repetition from Veda. Similarly, there are Vaishnava Agamas, Shakti Agamas, which are known as Tantra. There are also, all those Agamas are also referred to by the term Nigama here. Nijajna Rupa Nigama. Just now we were reading that Vedas are their own instruction. So here also it says Nijajna Rupa Nigamam. Her instructions have taken the form of Nigama, Vedas as well as these various Agamas. Punya Punya Phalaprada. Now we are always being confronted with this Punya and Papa. Apunya Punya Apunya Phalaprada, he says. Because he doesn't want to say Papa. He doesn't want to frighten us by saying the word Papa. So he nicely putting it as Apunya. Punya Apunya Phalaprada. The fruit of Punya as well as Papa is being given by Devi depending on our karma. If you do good karma as per Veda, you will get Punya. If you do evil karma as per Veda, then you get Papa. So that fruit is being given to us by Devi. Devi means what? There are Devas who have been, like Yamadharmaraja, for example, there are Devas who have been created by Devi for doing this type of work, for judging us by our karma and giving us the fruit. It is actually the karmas which are giving us the fruit, not the devas. Devas are only agencies to perform that job. Shruti Demanta Sindhuri, Krita Pada, Jadholika, Sindhuri, not Sindhuri. The third da, not the fourth. This is Sindhura, the one which is worn by women on their forehead. Kumkuma. Sindhuri Krita Pada Abja Dholika. Pada Abja Dholi, the lotus feet, Pada Abja Dholi, the dust of the lotus feet becomes the Sindhura for whom? For Shruti. For Vedas. Vedas are represented as women. Shruti itself is a three-linga word in Sanskrit. Shruti itself is a three-linga word. The Veda Mata has taken several forms. There are several Vedas, several Shakhas, so all those are Devis. Those Veda Devis come and prostrate before our Lalita Parameshwari, and during that process when they prostrate, the dust of Devi lotus feet sticks to their forehead. That becomes the Sindhura. And where it sticks? Simanta. Simanta, as we have seen, the parting of hair at the top, at the forehead. That is Simanta. That's why it's called Simanta Nayana, etc. we saw earlier. So, Shruti Simanta Sindhuri Krita, it becomes the Sindhura in the Simanta part of the Veda women. When they come and prostrate, the Veda Devis, when they come and prostrate, this dust of the lotus feet. The Sindhura is red color. Now there is a red coating on Devi's feet, so that coating sticks to the Simanta, and that is why it is also red color. That is another interpretation. Now, further interpretation is Simanta is the topmost part of the human form, isn't it? Head is the topmost form. Simanta is the topmost form. Similarly, Vedas have got their topmost. Veda Shirsha is Upanishad, isn't it? Veda Shiras is Upanishad. So Upanishads are the heads, or the topmost part of Vedas. Now, the topmost part of Vedas, that is Upanishad, derive their power from the dust of Devi's lotus feet. Shruti Kilimanta Sindhuri Krita Pada Abja Dhulika. Dhuli means dust. Sakala Agama Sandoha Shukti Samputa Mauktika. Sakala Agama, just now we saw Agama. Agama, here also is the general term used for Vedas as well as those Agamas, 28 Seva Agamas, etc. Sakala Agama, for all the Agamas, Sandoha means the group. If you group all of them together and consider it as a oyster, Shukti, pearl oyster. Pearl oyster, if you consider as all the group of all the Vedas and Agamas as a group of as a pearl oyster, then inside that there's a pearl, isn't it? Inside the oyster. That is Devi. Shukti Samputa Mauktika. Samputa is a box. If you consider all the Agamas together as the pearl oyster, and inside the box of the pearl oyster, there is a pearl. Mauktika. Who is that pearl? That is Devi. What does it mean? It means Devi is the essence of all the Vedas, all the Shastras, all the Agamas. So, because Vedas and Agamas are not able to explain Parabrahman, they say Neti Neti. They say this is not Parabrahman, this is not Parabrahman, this is not Parabrahman. What is not Parabrahman is listed. What is Parabrahman? It is difficult to describe. When words fail to describe Parabrahman, even the mind, Manasasaha, even the mind is not able to appreciate Parabrahman, perceive Parabrahman. Where is the question of describing it? So, Vedas defined it difficult. Satchidananda is the closest description which the Vedas attempt. So that is why it is like a pearl inside the oyster, so difficult to reach. Similarly, Devi is so difficult to reach, even for Vedas. So here we are talking about Varnashrama importance punya, apunya, fruit of the various karmas, then Vedas themselves deriving their power from Devi, and Devi being the essence of all the Vedas. Brahmakita Janani, Varna Shrama Vidhayini, Nijajnarupa Nigama, Punya Punya Palaprada, Shruti Demanta Sinduri, Krita Pada Jazulika, Tatalagama Sandoha, Shukti Samputa Moktika. We close for the day because time already we're late. Any questions?
If anybody has any questions, please unmute yourself, turn on your video and ask questions. Any questions, anybody?
No questions. Okay. So we close for the day. I wish you all the best. We meet again next Saturday at 7 p.m. IST for the English session. Tomorrow we meet for the Tamil session. Nama Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadeva Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda Sri Raja Rajeshwarye Jaya Jaya